if you currently face a very stressful time, or if you're about to face this time period, that, or if you general feel stressed and you just want to lower it, or you just want to endure those time easier, have less stress, less pain, then these 14 tips I've written down, by the way, an approach from biohacker from me, um, might help you. So just listen, no fancy edits, just pure information. Write those 14 things down. These are all little tips, but if you apply each little tip, which by the way, easy to do, change will be great. And we start out with number one. And to clarify to you what stress actually is, stress is you have too much choice, too much decision, or too much load that actually compress your body and you can't even comprehend anything. For example, if you're in warfare and you have a gun and someone ahead of you has a gun too. It's a one-on-one scenario, you channel your focus and you don't feel stress. But now if you're in a war and 50 other people around you have gun and you do not know who your mates are and who you are and you know who your enemies are, then you feel stressed. You don't know what to do and you feel indecisive, and that is when stress occurs. In other words, Jeff Bezos once said, stress occurs when you don't have control over something that you could have. And these 14 areas are basically areas in your life. We want to take control over them, and then you will have less stress because the task you're about to do that obviously induces stress, for example, a business, a big project in your work, some study, something like that. You know that this creates stress, but you don't want to, delete that because you want the result of the action you're taking towards this. And therefore, we avoid this unnecessary stress, and all the stress is created by you in your environment. Please make sure that you figure out that all the stress you create is created by you. You do not have to do anything. Everything you do is self-induced. You don't have this mindset, then click away from the video, watch another BS video that, literally teaches you nothing, and scroll on, Instagram, social media, and literally. So, the first thing is social drama. Social drama means a lot of drama in your family, in your relationships, in your friends, if you have toxic, negative people, if you have spent too much time with people even though you know you need to spend the time on your stressful project, that induces stress too, because you feel that you miss out because you want to spend time with friends, family, or you want to clarify the problem, or you want to fight on that and you want to have a balanced life. But on the other hand, you can't fight it because you have your other stress ball, for example, a business, for example, a project. And if you have literally no social drama, then you can fully focus on this part. I hope you understand it. If you have only, I don't know, 3 friends that are totally chilled, you spend with them, once every 2 weeks or once a month, and you message quite a bit, and then you have a girlfriend that's really chill, and you spend every day in the evening with her, and she's completely open minded and you are completely open minded to her, so you have a great relationship, then you have no problems with your family, then life is chill. It's way more chill. You can't isolate yourself, and if you want to have great social life, then choose less drama. And by the way, social media is drama in its purest form. If you see any viral video, all of these viral videos' goal is literally to create something that gives you an emotional reaction, creates drama. Someone who flex with the money, and you want to type in, "Oh my god, such a scammer." Your body, that is all stress. All these trauma, all these emotional reflection, all these emotional upcomings are complete stress for your body. Your body isn't designed to, scroll on your phone and every 5 seconds feel another emotion and your brain is completely overloaded, your body isn't created for that. And so your body doesn't like drama because your body likes relaxed state, less stress. And we have the project that is stressful too, so we lower that. Number two are long routines. If you waste 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening, on, I don't know, some meditation, yoga, do stuff, and you think you need it to have less stress, but in the end you only have 4 hours on a project that would take you 8 hours, and you do not even do enough on that project for that project, then cut out your routines. I did it, and I felt very stressful with those routines, and I still have my routines. Don't get me wrong. A biohacker without a routine isn't a biohacker, right? But I cut it down to perfection to, have a routine that literally helps me to achieve my goals. And the third one is video games. Video games are, or correlate with growth. And when you grow, you basically, or in other words, we as human beings want to grow. That is literally a human trait. And we want to have, for example, a bachelor degree, or we want to start a business and get success, or we want to have a good looking girlfriend, or we want to have, good looking face, because we want to grow and evolve. But now this energy can be channeled into, maximizing your look, maximizing your business, maximizing your relationships. This can be channeled in those areas. But when now video games are there is another area. It is a new area, and a lot of energy. I will tell this to you because the video games are designed to, make you addictive, so you will choose the way of the video games. Those video games will, literally suck all the energy you have for your focus and for your growth work. And basically, the video game gets your growth, and then you don't have growth in your personal life. Don't get me wrong, I played video games too. I sometimes play video games too, but then with my girlfriend in the evening. And of course, I have a hobby that is chess, but it is not a video game. I just play it on board, and I do not do it often because number four is extensive hobbies. Extensive hobbies are extremely bad too because it doesn't only need to be something like video games. It can be something like a hobby, like I don't know, skating. I don't know, like me playing chess or collecting Rubik's cubes. I don't know. Something that you do in extensive way and spend hours and hours. Why do you spend hours on something that you consider as a hobby every single day? And why don't you just make this for your living and make this your growth project and try to get the best in this if you want to be the best in that anyways? Why would you do that? The point I want to make is if you have an extensive hobby and you have, I don't know, work to do, by the way, self-created work to do, then and you want to do this hobby more than a work, why isn't the hobby your the one thing you focus on? Why do you have then a work? Because you can do money with anything. With chess, you can do money. If I would be extremely obsessed with chess, then I would be a good chess player, but I love it because it's quite of relaxing for me and in its infinite growth. I love it. But the point I was making here in the end now is having extensive hobby is kind of dubious and doesn't make sense. So cut it. The fifth one is poor quality food. If you eat bad stuff that doesn't induce inflammation, then don't eat it. So basically, you have this stress that is made psychologically, but through your environment, through your sensory system, and the stress that is made physiologically through the food you eat, through the workouts you do. For example, bodybuilders do look that shredded, do look that old, not because of their stress they have outside. No, it's because of the training they do, the stress they, do for their body, the extensive diets, the food they eat, the restriction diet, all of that is the physiologically induced stress. But there are a lot of entrepreneurs who look old too, but they do not have the physical stress, but they have the psychological stress. But both of them are bad too. And the sixth one is maybe the most important one: bad sleep. If you had to change one thing here, then, or if you want to begin with something, then sleep as long as you want. Go, okay. And if you say, oh my God, it is impossible, I need to go to work at 5 a.m., I need to wake up at 5, then go to bed 9 to 10 hours before you sleep for the first period of time. And then after a week or two, you know how much time in average you need for sleep, and then try to rotate the schedule around, I don't know, 8 hours before you wake up. So try to figure out when you need to wake up and then figure out when you go to bed. And don't have an alarm clock, because these 30 minutes waking up earlier do not mean a lot actually, because when you sleep more or better, that your body wakes naturally up, it is fully reloaded, fully recharged, full energy for the day. And even though you have 30 minutes more or 1 hour more, for example, it is not worth it, because you literally don't have less energy to use. Then you have the 7 is the no movement. That is a huge mistake. You probably know this magic 10,000 step margin, the marker that is unique, and everyone should at least hit 10,000 steps a day. And I love it. Um, I really do like it. I believe that the more steps the better, but that is a different point. And we as human beings are physiologically made to move, and the energy is needs to get out in a physical way. We can't only get our energy out in a psychological way, working on a project or doing something with our brain. That is not really possible, because we as human beings are yet evolutionary made to do physical work. Therefore we have muscles. If we were only made to think, then our body would just be a brain, and we need to work out for our body to execute. And there is a study made that literally doing less than or I don't know how many steps anymore, 2 or 3 thousand steps a day is more dangerous or correlates more with death than smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. So moving less than 3,000 steps is more dangerous than smoking. And that's literally crazy. And then on the flip side, more steps correlate with better lifespan, higher likelihood to be happy, lower depression rates, all of that, and just through walking. And if you say, yeah man, I'm only in the office, then I would recommend you, that gets quite trendy. I have walking pad here, and whenever I have a meeting, for example, I walk there 3 miles per hour or 2 miles per hour, and just slow walk. And then 1 hour meeting, you do not even notice that you walk, and suddenly 6,000 steps are done. And then you have another meeting, and then you walk in the gym, and then suddenly you have 12-15,000 steps by just working. So if you can't get your steps in, do this. It is very nice. Next one is no exercise. Steps are not only enough, find some physical exercise. It can be going to the gym. I recommend it because it helps you to build muscles, and muscle deprivation is one of the most or is a really bad thing to have, especially if you age older. And if you want to build a strong foundation young, you are less likely to have low muscle mass in your late years. So going to gym is quite good. But even having a hobby like yoga or some meditation exercise or some of this is quite good, because when you don't have it, you don't get relaxed, you don't have this movement, and it's quite bad. The ninth one is no supplements during the times that are really stressful. You don't need to have supplements. Okay, we can debate about omega-3 and magnesium. These are or vitamin D3, K2. It depends which state or where you are living. But besides of that, you literally do not need any supplement, even if, just if, you don't want to, fulfill some purpose. And there are some supplements that help you to lower your cortisol natural. That is, by the way, the stress hormone. It is not good to have no cortisol because cortisol is literally there to make you wake up in the morning. If you have no cortisol, you can't wake up. So stress hormone, cortisol is often correlates with something bad. But if you wouldn't have some cortisol, you literally could not do anything. Um, to lower this cortisol in short, high stress periods, I would recommend to you ashwagandha. It's very high researched and it has quite a lot of benefits. I use it and it helped me a lot. The 10 is no healthy habits. So, literally, if you only have habits like waking up, going on your phone, scrolling, then go to the kitchen, eat some cereals with milk, then sit on your table and I don't know, watch YouTube video for 2 hours, then I don't know, hot shower, then brush your teeth, then 4 hours are gone and you have horrible hormonal balance, horrible cortisol circumstances, horrible dopamine realization, and literally horrible habits you do on a daily basis. And the habits you do on a daily basis are those, that literally determine your life. The things you do daily are the things you are. Think of it. If you do something for 50 years, you get great at it. So when you do something that you want to improve on for 50 years straight, you will get great on it because time compounds it. So don't have any healthy habits and only have bad habits, and you know those habits. Everyone talks about it every single day, and if you now are in a time that you don't know any healthy habits, or if you don't know the bad or not bad, the habits that induce more stress and correlate with less productivity, then you are actually not able to do anything. But anyways, number 11 is one of those healthy habits I applied 3 years ago and I use every single day and I love it and it makes me feel happy and it's easy to do. It literally costs no time because you have to do it anyways. And it helps you actually to balance your hormones, to make you more awake, more sharp, more focused. And it's an ice cold shower in the morning. In the morning you have to shower anyways, it has more to do with some mental and physiological thing that ice cold showers are good. Number one is, I told you the hormonal inducing thing is very good. Cortisol realization, you get awake, you are good to go, and then after that it lowers, it maintains to your baseline. So you wake up, you are very tired, lower cortisol, then you go to the shower, a very stressful situation, ice cold shower, it spikes, and then it goes to your normal baseline. When you work, when you do it, and ashwagandha, helps to reduce your baseline. So when you are in warm shower, low cortisol, and you go outside, and low cortisol, and the baseline is very low going up. And on the flip side, you have a very high baseline. And the second one is, you have something that you do consistent, and you have something in the morning, the first thing you do that you don't want to do. Because let me tell you this, ice cold shower in the morning, even though especially if it's ice cold outside and it's raining and all of that, and you don't even want to do anything, ice cold shower is very tough to do. And this mental component that you do it anyway, and you know that you feel better after that, and this delayed gratification is also good. Next thing is no structure. If you don't have any structure in your life, if you don't plan out anything, you are literally cooked. So structure out your life is really nice. Structure out your plan, your day. And the 13th one is having no plan for the day. So there's literally the structure in the micro. I know every single morning when I wake up what to do in the morning, when to do it in the morning, what or when to work, when not to work, where to see my friends, my family, other people, have meetings, and what to eat, and if I exercise or not. But exercise is something different. I decide exercise in the morning when I wake up. Maybe I feel sore, then I sleep instead of exercise, but I have time for my exercise. And if you don't have any plan for your day, then you will feel stressed. I wake up every morning, I know that it's written down on my book, in my MacBook, and it is clean. And I feel good because I see it, then I know I do it, then I just do it, and it's okay. And then I reach my goals, and then I feel the satisfaction, and the stress gets lower. But if I don't have any plan, then I do nothing. I feel in these bad habits, and I do it bad habits. I feel bad about myself. Then I cry, then I die, and then nothing is good. Number 14 is no off days. That is something controversial because you think if you want to reach high things or good things, then you do not need to have high off days. Oh, any off days. Of course, if you're in the starting phase or if you can't, can't risk any off days, then don't do it. But if there is a way to do off days, do it. Even Jeff Bezos had marriage last, I don't know when it was, 2 months ago. Even he had off days, and why can he if you can't? But that is something you need to learn. So these are the 14 things. Learn them. This is no medical advice. I'm not a medical advisor. I'm just a biohacking dude who helps entrepreneurs to get healthy with systems and systematic approach, and I do it with 100% success rate. So if you want to get healthy, check the first link in the description. If not, then scroll weiter, do watch another YouTube video, and if you like my videos, consider subscribing. Love you all. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.